We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is. Dedication to Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan, who presented so nicely the Govinda Bhashya commentary on Vedanta philosophy. Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan is one of the acharyas in our line, and he was at a time where there was, where in Jaipur, where Govinda deity is there were so many devotees who had collected, and then they were saying that, oh, but you Gaudiya Vaishnavas, you do not have your own, you don't have your own books. Where is your books? Where's your commentary? And so Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur at that time told Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan that you go to Jaipur, because they had stopped the worship of Radharani together with Govindaji because they didn't have this commentary. And then Baladev Vidyabhushan, he was praying so much to Govindaji that how will I write the commentary in 2-3 days? They just gave him 2-3 days to write it. And then Govindaji told him, don't worry, I will dictate to you, you just keep recording it. And that's why it's called the Govinda Bhasya, because Govindaji deity himself spoke it. And it was Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan's commentary on the Vedanta philosophy. Because the devotees at that time were saying the Srimad Bhagavatam already, which is the natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra. We do not need anything. Yet they were telling him, no, you need to have the commentary. So that's why he prayed to Govindaji to help him with this. Okay. So reading on preface. Originally, I wrote Bhagavad Gita as it is in the form in which it is presented now. When this book was first published, the original manuscript was unfortunately cut short to less than 400 pages, without illustrations and without explanations for most of the original verses of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So because before the publishers, they thought it is too big, people won't be interested, so they cut it out. Srila Prabhupada had originally written it like this, how we are reading it now. The Sanskrit is there, the word for word is there, then the translation is there, then the purports are there. This is the original way he had written. But there was a time when it was first published, the publishers thought, oh, this is too much, let's cut it. So they edited it. In all of my other books, Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Isopanishad, etc., the system is that I give the original verse. It's English transliteration, word for word, Sanskrit English equivalents, translations, and purports. This makes the book very authentic and scholarly and makes the meaning self-evident. So we can see how Srila Prabhupada, he didn't just translate it, okay, like in a story form. No, word for word he has translated. What does this word mean? What does this word mean from Sanskrit to English? And then he's given the whole verse, the meaning of this verse. What does Krishna mean to say in this verse? And then he's given his explanation of what Krishna is trying to say. I was not very happy, therefore, when I had to minimize my original manuscript. But later on, when the demand for Bhagavad Gita as it is considerably increased, I was requested by many scholars and devotees to present the book in its original form. Thus, the present attempt is to offer the original manuscript of this great book of knowledge with full parampara explanation in order to establish the Krishna consciousness movement more soundly and progressively. So this is a very authentic book, and it is coming from the parampara. The explanations are coming from the parampara. Srila Prabhupada, we can see he quotes, oh, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti says this, Jiva Goswami says this, Sridhar Swami says this. So these are all great devotees in our parampara. It's not that Srila Prabhupada is just making up things. No, this is authentic knowledge as Sri Krishna spoke 5,000 years ago. And that's the reason he named it Bhagavad Gita as it is. There's so many people who just write down whatever they want to write down, and then they write the title of the book Bhagavad Gita. And so Prabhupada would say, why are they saying Bhagavad Gita means song of God, what God is trying to say. Why they're borrowing this name, Song of God? It is their own song they're writing. They should write X and X, X, X Gita instead of saying Bhagavad Gita. So our Krishna consciousness movement is genuine, historically authorized, natural, and transcendental due to its being based on Bhagavad Gita as it is. It is gradually becoming the most popular movement in the entire world, especially amongst the younger generation. It is becoming more and more interesting to the older generation also. Older gentlemen are becoming interested, so much so that the fathers and grandfathers of my disciples are encouraging us by becoming life members of our great society, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So at that time, when Srila Prabhupada was there, and he had very young disciples, you know, they were very young, but their fathers and their grandfathers were appreciating so much what Srila Prabhupada was doing, that they were becoming life members of ISKCON. In Los Angeles, many fathers and mothers used to come to see me to express their feelings of gratitude for my leading the Krishna consciousness movement throughout the entire world. Some of them said that it is greatly fortunate for the Americans that I have started the Krishna consciousness movement in America. But actually, the original father of this movement is Lord Krishna himself, since it was started a very long time ago, but is coming down to human society by disciplic succession. If I have any credit in this connection, it does not belong to me personally, but it is due to my eternal spiritual master, His divine grace, Om Vishnupad Paramhans Pravajikacharya 108, Sri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada. So we can see how humble Srila Prabhupada is. He's saying, I didn't set up this movement. It has been established by Sri Krishna, who is the original speaker of Bhagavad Gita, and the original speaker of all the Vedas. And all this knowledge has been coming in human society from one devotee to another in disciplic succession. And Srila Prabhupada is saying that what I'm trying to do is, there's no credit to me. It is all the credit goes to my Guru Maharaj. This is Srila Prabhupada's humility. So if personally I have any credit in this matter, it is only that I have tried to present Bhagavad Gita as it is without any adulteration. Before my presentation of Bhagavad Gita as it is, almost all the English editions of Bhagavad Gita were introduced to fulfill someone's personal ambition. But our attempt in presenting Bhagavad Gita as it is to present the mission of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Srila Prabhupada is saying that there were so many, he would say there were more than 200 different translations of Bhagavad Gita, but none of them was authentic. It was each person had their own desire, each person had their own ambition to fulfill by translating this Bhagavad Gita. But what does Srila Prabhupada wants to do? He just wants to present Bhagavad Gita as it is for our benefit, so we can know who's Lord Krishna. Our business is to present the will of Krishna, not that of any mundane speculator like the politician, philosopher, or scientist, for they have very little knowledge of Krishna, despite all their other knowledge. When Krishna says, Man mana bhava mad bhakto mad yaji mam namaskuru, etc., we, unlike the so-called scholars, do not say that Krishna and his inner spirit are different. Krishna is absolute. There is no difference between Krishna's name, Krishna's form, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's pastimes, etc. So because there are some people who say that you don't have to surrender to Krishna, you have to surrender to something inside Krishna. But there is nothing inside Krishna. Krishna is Krishna. He is Satchid Ananda. There is no difference between his spirit and himself. Like we have a soul and our body, So we are different, but Krishna is not like that. His spirit and himself, his body is the same. Is the same. He's absolute. And that's why his names, form, quality, pastimes, everything is Krishna. This absolute position of Krishna is difficult to understand for any person who's not a devotee of Krishna in the system of parampara, disciplic succession. Generally, the so-called scholars, politicians, philosophers, and swamis, without perfect knowledge of Krishna, try to banish or kill Krishna when writing commentary on Bhagavad Gita. So usually, majority of the translations of the Bhagavad Gita, the author themselves don't know Krishna. They don't know him. And that's the reason they're presenting something what is not Bhagavad Gita. Such unauthorized commentary upon Bhagavad Gita is known as Mayavad Bhasya. And Lord Chaitanya has warned us about these unauthorized men. Lord Chaitanya clearly says that anyone who tries to understand Bhagavad Gita from the Mayavadi point of view will commit a great blunder. The result of such a blunder will be that the misguided student of Bhagavad Gita will certainly be bewildered on the path of spiritual guidance and will not be able to go back to home, back to Godhead. So all the Bhagavad Gita, which is written by the Mayavadi philosophy, that Krishna, there is something else other than Krishna, that is Mayavadi philosophy. And that philosophy, Lord Chaitanya told us to stay away from, because then we are committing spiritual suicide by hearing that philosophy. By hearing that philosophy, we will not be able to go back home because we will not understand the truth. We will be bewildered. We will still stay here in the material world because our knowledge will be all confused and we will not know how to go back home, back to Godhead. So we can stop here for today. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, Bobby.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Bobby. As you told, someone believed that there's a inside Krishna and outside Krishna is same. But this devotee feel like this way. But who has the spiritual knowledge, they catch the message what is written inside the letter. Of course, outside the letter and inside the letter. If whatever is written inside the letter, devotee, of course, they worship the letter also and even the message also. But who are the jnani, they will catch the message and they will tear the letter. They don't mind because they got the message and they followed also. So is it wrong if
Yeah.
I don't know?
Yes. So what happens is, then what happens is the jnani, they are comparing a letter which is written on a paper. So paper is unconscious, right? There is no consciousness in paper. You can tear the paper, no problem. But Krishna, he's supremely conscious. He's a person, right? Krishna is a person. He's not paper. So the jnani, they are saying that, okay, we read the message of the letter and we tore the paper. So, but that is paper. So we cannot compare a paper to a person. For example, if I tear a paper, the paper will not get hurt. But if I try to cut you, you will get hurt. You will start bleeding, right? Because you are a person, you have consciousness. If I say anything bad to the paper does not care because the paper is not conscious. But if I tell you bad things, you will get very hurt. Similarly, if I speak to the paper and glorify the paper and speak very nice words to the paper does not care. But if I speak very nicely and sweetly to you, you will feel happy. You will be very...
But I feel sometimes if our focus is more focus on the packing, so we lose the inside what is the parcel inside the packing. We lose in it. Our focus should be no problem whether tear or not. I feel maybe I can be wrong, but our focus should be on the inside. What is the inside the parcel?
So that
packing.
so again, you see, again, we have to understand that the parcel, you're saying the packing, right? Again, the packing is made up of dead matter. The packing
Mhm.
is made up of earth, water, air, fire, ether. It's made up of paper or plastic
Mhm.
or cloth, right? And
Mhm.
all this is
Right.
dead matter: earth, water, air, fire, ether. Huh?
Mhm.
Packing is made up of this. But Krishna,
Mhm.
Krishna, his body is not made of earth, water, air, fire, ether. Krishna's body
Mhm.
is Sat Chid Ananda, full of bliss, eternal, and full of knowledge. And
Mhm.
so he is supremely conscious.
Mhm.
So we cannot compare. Again, you see, the
Mhm.
comparison has to be with, if you're comparing, then a person has to be compared to a person. We cannot
Mhm.
compare a dead matter to a person. We cannot compare, for
Mhm.
example, orange or an apple to a mobile phone. They're different things.
Mhm.
Similarly,
Mhm.
a package and a gift inside the package, it is just dead
Mhm.
matter. So we cannot compare
But
to a person,
yeah, 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 very true.
right? So we
Yeah,
have to
very
see
true.
what we are comparing, who we are. Sure, we
Mm.
can compare one gift to another gift. That's okay, you know,
Mm.
because it's in the same
Yeah,
category.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if
Yeah.
same, if I say I'm gonna kill your body and I will take your spirit, you'll say, oh my God, why will you kill me? You know, you're
Yeah,
a person. If I say I'm gonna tear you and I just want to hear what your words are, I don't care
yeah,
about Chandra Didi herself. I'm just gonna write her words and speak. So, but then you'll say, but I'm a person. You know, don't forget me. I'm the one who spoke the words. The words have meaning because they came from me. So I
yeah,
cannot
yeah,
compare you to a parcel because you are
yeah,
a
yeah,
person. You're
yeah,
not a
yeah,
parcel. You understand.
yeah,
So so the comparison has to be a proper comparison. We cannot
yeah,
compare dead matter to something who's supremely conscious,
yeah.
right?
But if we observe the every action of the Krishna is very difficult to understand because we will copy the action of the Krishna, so we'll be in the jail. But is conscious. Krishna conscious is no doubt is like it is taking you to reach our goal, yani, to reach our home, original home. But not action. Actions are we are sometimes confused, yani, like
Yeah, so we don't have to follow Krishna. We do not have to imitate. Bhakti yoga
uh,
does not mean imitation. Only Krishna
okay,
can expand 16,000 times. Can we? We cannot. I cannot say I'm
right, right,
going to expand myself 16,000 times and live in 16,000 different houses. I cannot live
yeah,
over the hill. So I cannot imitate Krishna.
right, right,
But I can follow Krishna's teachings of Bhagavad Gita. I can
right, right,
follow Krishna's teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. I can follow
yeah,
the teachings of the devotees. Same way, the devotees also, we cannot imitate them. We follow them. We follow their
yeah,
instructions. And so, what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, text 66, he says, give
mm,
up all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me, and
yeah,
I will take away all your sinful reactions. Do not fear.
right, very nice.
So he says, surrender unto me and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid that you will get some sinful reactions or no. No, once you come into my surrender,
Mm,
once you come into my shelter, I will protect you. Like how we are taking shelter of the tree when it says a rain
yeah,
and we don't have umbrella, we will go stand under the tree. So the tree protects us from the
yeah,
rain. So Krishna is saying, I'm the
mm,
supreme shelter. I will protect you from everything. You come. And then he says, how do you surrender unto me? He says in chapter 9.34, Man mana bhava mad bhakto, mad yaji mam namaskaru. What does he say? Always think of me.
yeah,
Become my devotee. Offer
yeah,
your obeisances to me. Worship me.
yeah,
So
yeah,
he's teaching us. He's teaching. So we
mm,
have to follow his teaching. We follow. He
right,
said, worship me. So we get a deity of Krishna, offer nice agarbatti, offer some flower, some fruit, some water with tulsi leaf, and happy. Then there's always
Mm.
think of me. Krishna is saying, always think of me, himself, his
Mm.
form. So his form and his name are non-different because he's
Right.
absolute. He's absolute. In the material
Mm.
world, if we say Coca-Cola, it's not that I'm drinking Coca-Cola and I can taste Coca-Cola. But because
Mm.
Krishna is absolute, when we are saying Krishna, it's actually
Mm.
Krishna himself. But only we at our stage are not able to realize it, but the pure devotees can. So the more purer we get, the more we will experience Krishna. The more we get
Mm.
closer to Krishna, the more we will experience him. And then how do you remember Krishna? The easiest way, Lord Chaitanya told us in this age, Lord Chaitanya, as we are reading in Chaitanya Charitamrita, is Krishna himself. He knew that in Kali Yuga, people are very short-lived. We have very short lives. We don't live very long. And we are very misguided. There are too many philosophies happening. And we are very lazy also. We don't have much, interest for actually understanding the truth. So he said, chant the holy name, chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And so that's the reason. And that's how he said, you can remember Krishna all the time, 24 hours a day. And then you can go back home. You can be liberated either in
Mm.
living in this body. While in this
Mm.
body, we can become liberated if our mind is totally connected to Krishna, attached to Krishna.
Mm.
And if not, then after we leave this body, we will go back to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Bobby. As I'm worried about the time limit, there was if one more question, if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
Short question. I recently got a message on WhatsApp that why only 16 round? Why not 16,000 round? Something like this way. Uh, I don't know. What about this, Yane? How it is possible 16,000 rounds?
Yeah. So it is recommended 64 rounds.
Okay.
The
Huh.
devotee has recommended 64 rounds. So when Srila
Huh.
Prabhupada first told the devotees that you have to chant 64 rounds, the devotees said, no, Prabhupada, we cannot, because look at our lifestyles. We have to go to office, we have to work, we live in cities, we have families. We cannot
Okay.
chant 64. So then Prabhupada made, okay, 32. Then the devotee said, no, 32 cannot, because if we chant 64 rounds, it takes about 8 hours. And so the devotees were like, no, we can't do that. And then Prabhupada said 32 rounds. So that's 4 hours. The devotee said, no, we won't be able to. So Srila Prabhupada said, okay, 16 rounds. And that's it. Then the devotee said, no, 16 rounds is too much, too much. Please reduce it. Can you make it 8? Prabhupada said, no, final 16. You have to do at least 2 hours. So actually, originally, like Srila Prabhupada, when he got initiated, they were chanting 64 rounds. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, 64 rounds. What is recommended is 64. But for us, Srila Prabhupada knew we won't be able to do 64. So he reduced it to 16. He took it on himself. He said, you chant 16 rounds, you follow the 4 regulative principles, means no meat eating, no fish, no eggs, and no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. And he said, I will take you back home, back to Godhead at the end of this life or in this life. That's Prabhupada's guarantee to us. So if somebody says, why not 16,000 rounds? Do we have the capacity to chant 16,000 rounds? We are in this material body. We have to understand and approach spiritual life with common sense. And also spiritual life has to be performed under the guidance of the expert devotee. For example, if I am lost, if I'm lost in the ocean, Yeah, I'm lost. I'm swimming in the ocean, but I know I'm going to drown because I cannot cross the ocean by myself. But comes
Mhm.
along a ship with an expert captain who
Mhm.
knows the way. He knows how to get
Mhm.
the shortest way. He can take me back to the shore. So it is my intelligence that I should get on the boat and go with him to the shore. But if I keep saying, no, I will swim across the ocean by myself, what's going to happen to me?
Yeah, I will not reach.
Yeah, I'm going to drown. I'll be just, yeah, I won't reach. So
Yeah.
that's the reason. Srila Prabhupada, he created ISKCON. It's like a boat for us so we can take the shelter of the devotees. It's
Even maybe I will lose the life also while
yes,
swimming.
yes,
Yeah.
we lose our life while swimming.
And
And so we need the guidance of the devotees. We cannot make it ourselves because we don't know the way. If we knew
yeah.
the way, we would have gone already.
Yeah.
We don't know the way.
Very,
So we need the guidance of somebody who knows the way.
very nice guidance. Thank you, Bobby.
Of
Thank you.
course. Thank you for your nice
Yeah.
questions. Thank you. Very nice
It's
question.
a nice. Thanks for nice explanation. It's cleared my doubts. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So we
Hare
can
Krishna.
stop here for today. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Gaura Premanande. Hare